You ever wonder why people are so intimidated by you, even when you're just being yourself? Well, I've got some news for you. You don't even know how much power you have. Seriously, Sigma females, you've got some behaviors that are so freaky they'll leave people shook, and you don't even realize you're doing it. What's up, Sigma queens? Today we're diving into something that's going to make you go, wait, that's me. I'm talking about the 8 petrifying things Sigma females do without realizing they do it. Yeah, that's right. You might be sending chills down people's spines without even trying. Stick around to find out why that's a good thing. Let's get one thing straight. Society loves to misunderstand Sigma females. They don't get why you don't need validation or why you prefer to stand alone. It's like people are scared of you just for existing in your unapologetic, self-sufficient vibe. They don't get how you operate, and honestly, they're a little intimidated by your quiet power. But here's the thing, you're not trying to scare anyone. You're just being real. Okay, let's talk about those 8 behaviors that you probably don't even notice but totally shake up the room. 1. Sigma females don't chase attention. People might see Sigma females zoning out, lost in thought, and assume they're uninterested, but it's just them doing their thing. They don't need to be seen to feel good about themselves. It's like they walk into a room and people start noticing because they're not trying. Sigma females don't chase attention. They aren't the type to seek out the spotlight or try to impress others. Instead, they move through life on their own terms, without the need for external validation. This isn't to say they don't have confidence, it's actually the opposite. Their confidence is so rooted in themselves that they don't need others to constantly acknowledge them to feel good about who they are. To Sigma females, validation comes from within, not from a crowd or the opinions of others. It's not about being noticed or receiving praise for their actions. It's simply about doing what feels right to them. People might see Sigma females zoning out, lost in thought, and assume they're uninterested in what's going on around them. But that's not the case at all. It's just that they are fully engaged with their own inner world, which is rich and complex. While others may be distracted by the noise and drama of the world, Sigma females are in tune with their own thoughts, ideas, and reflections. This ability to focus on themselves without needing constant interaction or outside stimulation is a unique strength. Others might misinterpret this focus as indifference, but in reality, it's simply a reflection of how self-assured and self-sufficient Sigma females are. They can be in a room full of people and still feel perfectly content in their own space, not needing to engage with others unless they choose to. It's not that they don't enjoy company or have relationships. They do. But they don't feel the pressure to constantly be the center of attention or to engage in meaningless small talk just to fit in. Sigma females move through life with ease, unbothered by the social norms that pressure others into seeking attention or approval. They understand that true confidence doesn't need to be loudly declared. It's felt in the quiet strength of their presence. It's like they walk into a room and people start noticing because they're not trying. There's a certain energy that Sigma females exude that draws people in without effort. Their quiet self-assurance is magnetic, and while they may not be shouting for attention, people can't help but be drawn to them. This is because true charisma isn't about being loud or outgoing. It's about being comfortable in your own skin. Sigma females understand this, which is why they never feel the need to perform or over-explain themselves. Their presence alone commands respect and admiration. It's as if the more they avoid chasing attention, the more attention they naturally attract. When Sigma females walk into a room, people can sense there's something different about them, something unique that's not based on the need for approval or validation. The beauty of this is that Sigma females don't rely on the opinions of others to guide their actions. They don't need to fit into a mold, be liked by everyone, or perform a certain way to be accepted. Their value is intrinsic, and they know this. This is why when they do choose to speak, act, or engage, it carries weight. It's because their words and actions are not driven by a desire to impress or be seen, but by a genuine sense of purpose and authenticity. They don't need anyone else's approval to know that what they're doing matters. Sigma females are like stars in the night sky. They shine brightest when they don't try to outshine anyone. They are the embodiment of effortless confidence, and it's this very quality that sets them apart in a world that's obsessed with constant attention and recognition. So, the next time someone sees a Sigma female zoning out or keeping to herself, they should understand it's not about being uninterested. It's about being so in tune with herself that she doesn't need to be seen to feel whole. Before we dive into the next point, if this sounds like you, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps others find this video too. Don't forget to subscribe and drop a comment telling me how you feel about this. I'd love to know. 2. You read people like an open book. It's not that you're a mind reader, it's just that you pick up on every little detail. The way someone talks, moves, or reacts. You see it all, and that makes people nervous because they can't hide from you. You just get them. Sigma females don't need to fit in with the crowd. In fact, they actively resist the pressure to conform to societal expectations or trends. Where many people seek belonging by mimicking others or following the latest popular norms, Sigma females create their own path. They're not trying to fit into a box that society has defined for them, nor are they concerned with being accepted by a certain group. For Sigma females, standing out is a natural outcome of being true to themselves, not a goal they're consciously pursuing. It's important to note that this doesn't mean Sigma females are antisocial or uninterested in connecting with others. On the contrary, they form deep, meaningful relationships with people who truly understand and appreciate them for who they are. However, they're not going to change their fundamental self just to gain approval or to belong. They have a strong sense of individuality that allows them to feel comfortable being different, and they embrace it with confidence. This ability to remain authentic to their own values and beliefs, regardless of outside pressure, is one of the most powerful traits of Sigma females. They don't care about following trends, wearing the latest fashion, or fitting into a group that doesn't align with their true selves. They understand that their worth is not defined by what others think, or by whether they fit into the mold created by society. What matters most to them is being aligned with their own values, beliefs, and passions, no matter how unconventional they might seem to others. In fact, Sigma females often take pride in their ability to stand apart from the crowd. They understand that being different is often a sign of strength, not weakness. The more they distance themselves from the need to conform, the more they develop a unique and magnetic presence that naturally draws people in. People can feel the authenticity that radiates from Sigma females, and that's what makes them so captivating. It's not about trying to be something they're not. It's about fully embracing who they are, flaws and all. This rejection of conformity also gives Sigma females the freedom to pursue their own passions and interests without being influenced by what others expect of them. They're able to think independently, make decisions based on what feels right for them, and take actions that align with their personal goals. This allows them to live life on their own terms and to continuously evolve into the best version of themselves without being weighed down by societal pressures. For Sigma females, the approval of others is not a priority. Their internal compass is what guides them. They trust their own judgment and instincts, which is why they are often seen as leaders in their own right. They're not followers. Sigma females chart their own course and inspire others to do the same simply by being themselves. It's this authenticity and independence that make them stand out in a world that often values conformity and groupthink. It's easy to see why people find Sigma females so intriguing. They don't try to blend in or follow the herd. Instead, they embrace their individuality unapologetically and lead by example. Their quiet confidence and unwavering sense of self are what set them apart from the rest. In a world full of imitators, Sigma females are the original. They prove that you don't need to fit in to be powerful, respected, or admired. The key is in owning who you are unapologetically and walking your own path, no matter where it leads. 3. You're unpredictable. You don't follow a script. 1 minute, you're laughing and carefree, and the next, you're laser-focused, dominating whatever you're working on. That unpredictability It's unsettling to people who expect others to follow a pattern. Sigma females have an exceptional ability to make decisions without needing others' approval. This trait often surprises people because, in a society that thrives on validation and consensus, the idea of making bold choices independently seems rare. But Sigma females don't need to seek reassurance or approval from anyone to feel confident in their decisions. This doesn't mean they're reckless or inconsiderate. It means they trust themselves and their instincts to guide them. When faced with a decision, Sigma females don't hesitate. They gather the facts, weigh the options, and then trust their gut to take them in the direction that feels right. They don't need to ask everyone for their opinion or wait for someone else to tell them it's okay. They understand that ultimately the consequences of their decisions rest on their shoulders, and they're fully prepared to own that responsibility. This ability to make independent decisions is a powerful quality because it means Sigma females can act swiftly and with confidence. While others may second-guess themselves or rely on outside opinions, Sigma females don't waste time in indecision. Their decision-making process is intuitive and clear, allowing them to move forward without hesitation. What's even more fascinating is that Sigma females are able to handle the pressure of being solely responsible for their choices without crumbling. They understand that not every decision will be perfect, and they're okay with that. They're willing to make mistakes because they know they can learn from them and improve. This sense of self-reliance gives Sigma females a unique strength that many others envy. It also means they rarely have to ask for permission or wait for validation to take action. Whether it's in their personal or professional lives, Sigma females create their own path and make their own rules. They take control of their own journey, and that's what makes them so compelling. Their independence also gives them the freedom to explore new opportunities, take risks, and follow their passions without being constrained by what others expect of them. In relationships, this trait shows up in the way Sigma females refuse to be swayed by others' opinions about who they should be or who they should associate with. They know what they want, and they won't settle for anything less. They don't need to fit into someone else's idea of who they should be. This strength of self-assurance also makes them less likely to fall prey to manipulation or control. Because Sigma females are so grounded in their own beliefs and values, they can easily spot when someone is trying to influence or control them for selfish reasons. They don't let anyone's opinion shape their choices because they trust their own perspective more than anyone else's. Sigma females also excel at setting boundaries, which plays a key role in their decision-making ability. They understand the importance of protecting their time, energy, and emotional well-being, so they don't let outside forces dictate their actions. If something doesn't align with their goals or values, they'll say no without hesitation. This ability to make decisions without needing outside validation allows Sigma females to stay true to themselves and their purpose. It also means they don't get stuck in analysis paralysis or get caught up in the opinions of others. They trust themselves completely, and that confidence fuels their actions. In a world where so many people are constantly seeking approval, Sigma females stand out as the ones who lead with self-assurance and conviction. They don't need anyone else's stamp of approval to move forward. They trust themselves, and that's all that matters. You're enjoying this so far, right? If you are, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and comment below. Are you good at reading people like this? I'm curious to know your thoughts. 4. Sigma females don't fit in. And that's the point. You're never trying to mold yourself to anyone else's idea of who you should be. You are who you are. No compromises. It makes others nervous because they're not sure how to approach you. Sigma females handle conflict effortlessly, and this is a trait that makes them stand out in a world full of drama and chaos. While most people might shy away from confrontation, preferring to avoid it or let things slide, Sigma females face conflict head-on without hesitation. They don't need to engage in petty arguments or get emotionally worked up to deal with a problem. Instead, they approach conflict with a level-headed, calm demeanor, which often surprises others. They don't let emotions cloud their judgment or escalate situations. When faced with a difficult conversation, Sigma females don't feel the need to raise their voices or get involved in emotional outbursts. They know that the best way to resolve an issue is by staying composed and rational. In fact, their ability to remain calm and collected during a heated situation often works in their favor. People around them may be losing their cool, but Sigma females simply take a step back, assess the situation, and then respond in a way that diffuses tension. This is one of the many reasons why Sigma females are often looked to for leadership during tough times. They don't get flustered. Instead of engaging in drama or feeding into the negativity, Sigma females focus on finding solutions. They know that conflict isn't about winning or losing. It's about resolving the issue in the best way possible without letting it affect their peace of mind. This mindset helps them keep a sense of control over situations that could otherwise spiral out of hand. When others are getting caught up in the emotional turmoil of a conflict, Sigma females maintain a clear head, which allows them to make decisions based on logic and reason rather than reacting impulsively. They're not interested in proving themselves right or fighting just for the sake of fighting. Their goal is always to resolve the conflict in a way that benefits them and those involved, without unnecessary drama. Sigma females are also incredibly good at setting boundaries, which plays a huge role in how they manage conflict. They know when to speak up and when to walk away from a situation that's not worth their time or energy. If someone tries to disrespect them or push their limits, Sigma females won't hesitate to set clear, firm boundaries. This not only protects their emotional well-being, but also sends a message that they won't tolerate disrespect. When it comes to relationships, whether personal or professional, Sigma females are assertive and confident in expressing their needs. If something is bothering them, they'll address it directly, but they'll do so without getting emotional or involved in drama. This makes them incredibly effective at communicating their feelings and expectations without creating unnecessary tension. Another key factor in Sigma females' ability to handle conflict is their emotional intelligence. They're able to see things from multiple perspectives, which allows them to understand the root cause of a disagreement and find common ground. Rather than blaming or pointing fingers, they seek to understand the situation and respond with empathy and understanding. This ability to see the bigger picture and approach conflict with maturity makes Sigma females incredibly valuable in any group or team dynamic. They keep things moving forward without letting disagreements or tension stand in the way. Ultimately, Sigma females know that conflict is a part of life, but it doesn't have to be a source of stress or chaos. By remaining calm, setting clear boundaries, and focusing on solutions, they handle conflict with ease, maintaining their peace and composure no matter what comes their way. Their strength lies not in avoiding conflict, but in managing it with grace and confidence. 5. You keep a calm demeanor under pressure. While everyone else is freaking out, you're cool as a cucumber, and while that's a blessing for you, for others, it's terrifying. They feel like they're being judged, or worse, tested. Sigma females have mastered the art of silence. It might seem like a simple thing, but for Sigma females, silence isn't just a lack of words, it's a powerful tool that demands attention. While the world around them is constantly buzzing with chatter and noise, Sigma females know how to step back and let their silence speak volumes. They don't feel the need to fill every moment with words or force their presence onto others. Instead, their silence exudes confidence and self-assuredness. It's a way for them to observe, to gather their thoughts, and to decide when it's the right time to speak. The beauty of this is that Sigma females understand that not everything needs to be said out loud. They know that sometimes words can be unnecessary and actions speak louder. Their silence often leaves others wondering what they're thinking, and this can make them even more intriguing. People can feel the weight of their quiet presence, and it often forces others to pay attention. In social situations, Sigma females don't feel the need to dominate the conversation or draw attention to themselves. They're content to listen and observe, picking up on the dynamics around them. This allows them to read the room and understand the motivations and emotions of others without getting involved in the noise. It's not that they're shy or uninterested. It's that they value their inner peace and prefer to respond thoughtfully, not impulsively. This ability to remain silent when others are speaking is a sign of emotional maturity. Sigma females know that not every situation requires a response or a comment. They don't feel the pressure to react to every little thing, which gives them a sense of control over their interactions and their emotions. Silence also allows Sigma females to process situations without rushing to a conclusion. When others are quick to speak or judge, Sigma females take the time to think things through. This deliberate approach to communication ensures that when they do speak, their words are thoughtful, intentional, and impactful. In relationships, whether romantic, platonic, or professional, Sigma females are comfortable with silence. They don't need constant conversation to feel connected to others. They understand that sometimes the most powerful moments are the ones shared in quiet companionship, where both parties can simply be present with each other without the need for words. This doesn't mean Sigma females are emotionally distant. Rather, it reflects their understanding that connection doesn't always have to be verbal. Their silence also serves as a boundary. When they need space or time to process something, they withdraw into themselves, and others are expected to respect that. They don't feel obligated to explain themselves every time they take a step back. This self-respect and the ability to enforce boundaries without guilt is one of the reasons Sigma females are so powerful. People who understand this about Sigma females know that their silence isn't an invitation to intrude, it's a request for space and respect. Moreover, their ability to stay silent during moments of conflict or tension often leaves others scrambling for answers. Sigma females don't need to defend themselves or justify their actions. Their silence is often enough to assert their strength and make it clear that they won't tolerate disrespect or manipulation. In fact, their silence often leaves others more shaken than any verbal confrontation ever could. It's a reminder that Sigma females are in control, and they don't need to raise their voice to prove their point. This power of silence is part of the quiet strength that defines Sigma females. It's not about being withdrawn or disengaged. It's about using silence strategically to maintain control, observe the world, and communicate more effectively when the time is right. Silence becomes their weapon of choice, a way to stay true to themselves while keeping others on their toes. If you're loving the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I've got more powerful insights for you coming right up. Let's keep going. 6th, Sigma females make decisions without needing others' approval. You move fast and you make choices confidently. It's like you trust yourself completely, and while that's powerful for you to others, it feels like you're leaving them out of the equation. Sigma females are often seen as emotionally detached, but in reality, they have simply mastered the ability to detach when necessary. This is one of their most powerful traits, and it's something that truly sets them apart. While most people get caught up in emotions, allowing their feelings to dictate their actions and reactions, Sigma females remain composed and in control. When faced with a challenging situation, they know how to take a step back and assess it from an objective standpoint. This emotional detachment doesn't mean they don't care. It means they don't let their emotions cloud their judgment. Sigma females understand that emotions can be overwhelming and can lead to impulsive decisions. So instead of reacting immediately, they allow themselves the space to process everything logically. This ability to detach emotionally is something that others find both impressive and intimidating. It's almost like Sigma females have a superpower. They can disconnect from a situation, take the time to think things through, and then respond with clarity. This approach helps them navigate tough situations with ease, making decisions that are grounded in reason rather than emotion. When emotions run high, others might be swept up in the chaos, but Sigma females remain calm and level-headed. In relationships, this emotional detachment can sometimes be misinterpreted. People may think that Sigma females are cold or unfeeling, but that's not the case. They simply understand the value of emotional control. They don't believe in being ruled by their feelings, and they know that sometimes stepping back is the best way to maintain a healthy emotional state. For Sigma females, emotional detachment is a way of protecting themselves. It's about maintaining their inner peace and not allowing external drama or negativity to affect their mental well-being. While others may spiral into anxiety, frustration, or anger, Sigma females stand firm, knowing that getting emotionally involved in every situation is neither necessary nor productive. This detachment doesn't make them unfeeling, it makes them strong. They have the emotional intelligence to recognize when it's time to engage and when it's time to step away. Sigma females don't chase drama, and they certainly don't let their emotions drive them into situations that don't serve them. They reserve their emotional energy for things that truly matter, whether it's their goals, their values, or their close relationships. One of the reasons Sigma females are so admired is because they don't let emotions dictate their actions, yet they still manage to have deep, meaningful connections with the people they care about. They know how to balance their emotional detachment with the warmth and empathy required to form strong relationships. They don't need constant emotional validation or reassurance. They can remain emotionally independent while still showing love and care to those who earn it. This detachment also allows Sigma females to avoid being manipulated or controlled by others. They're not swayed by emotional appeals or guilt trips. They see through the tactics people use to manipulate others, and they're able to stay grounded in their own values, regardless of the pressure they may face. Sigma females are in full control of their emotions, and this gives them a sense of power that others find difficult to replicate. They understand that emotions are temporary, and that sometimes the best course of action is to take a step back, wait for the storm to pass, and then approach the situation with a clear mind. This emotional mastery is one of the reasons Sigma females are so resilient. They know how to weather life's challenges without losing themselves in the process. 7. You handle conflict effortlessly. While most people tiptoe around drama, you just face it head-on. You don't play games, and you're not afraid to speak your mind. And that's intimidating. People respect it, but they also fear it. Sigma females are fiercely independent, and that independence is one of their most defining characteristics. They don't rely on others to feel validated, fulfilled, or successful. Unlike many people who seek approval or guidance from those around them, Sigma females trust themselves to make the right decisions and follow their own path. This self-reliance is what allows them to thrive in any situation, whether they're navigating their career, managing relationships, or dealing with personal challenges. Sigma females don't need anyone to hold their hand. They are completely comfortable being alone, not because they are antisocial, but because they know that their worth is not defined by others. They understand that they are fully capable of handling whatever life throws their way, and this confidence in their own abilities makes them unstoppable. There is a quiet strength in their independence. It's not about being lonely or distant, it's about choosing to live life on their own terms. While others may feel the need to surround themselves with a support system or seek out constant companionship, Sigma females are perfectly content to forge ahead on their own. They don't need anyone else to complete them. They are already whole as they are. This independence is often mistaken for arrogance, but it's not about thinking they're better than anyone else. It's about knowing that they are enough, just as they are. Sigma females have no interest in fitting into anyone's mold or meeting anyone's expectations. They live for themselves, and they make decisions based on what aligns with their own values and goals, not based on what others expect of them. They are not afraid to take risks, make bold moves, or stand alone when necessary. They trust their instincts and are willing to follow them, even if it means going against the grain. This independent mindset also means that Sigma females are incredibly self-sufficient. They don't rely on external factors, whether that's a relationship, a group of friends, or a specific job, to feel complete. They can stand on their own 2 feet and create the life they want without depending on anyone else's approval or validation. This level of self-sufficiency can be intimidating to others because it means that Sigma females are not easy to control or manipulate. They know what they want, and they'll do whatever it takes to achieve it. They are fully responsible for their own happiness and success, and they take pride in their ability to create the life they desire. Sigma females don't need constant reassurance or validation from others because they already know their worth. Their sense of self is rooted in who they are, not in how others see them. This doesn't mean that they don't value close relationships or seek connection. It simply means that they don't need others to define their sense of self-worth. Their independence is a source of strength, and it allows them to remain true to themselves no matter what challenges they face. When others rely on external sources of validation, Sigma females look inward for their strength. They are comfortable in their own skin, and they don't need anyone else's approval to feel good about themselves. This level of self-assurance allows them to make decisions that are true to their heart without worrying about what others think. Whether they're pursuing a new career, making a life-changing decision, or simply living day to day, Sigma females take full ownership of their lives. They are leaders, not followers, and they know that their independence is what makes them truly powerful. It's this sense of self-reliance that sets Sigma females apart from the crowd. They don't need anyone else to dictate their path. They are their own source of power and inspiration. 8. You've mastered the art of silence. Here's the kicker. You don't always need to speak. Your presence alone says everything. When you're quiet, people start second-guessing themselves. They can't quite figure you out, and that leaves them on edge. But trust me, you've got them right where you want them. Sigma females are often perceived as elusive, and this is a trait that both fascinates and intimidates those around them. They don't make themselves easily accessible, and this can sometimes make people feel like they're an enigma. But the truth is, Sigma females aren't trying to be mysterious or distant. They simply value their personal space and time. They understand the importance of solitude and use it to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with themselves. For Sigma females, personal space isn't just about physical distance, it's about emotional space as well. They need time to process their thoughts and feelings without the influence of others. This is why they can seem detached or hard to read, but it's not because they don't care. It's because they're protective of their inner world. Their ability to remain emotionally independent and self-sufficient can be intimidating because it shows that they don't rely on others for validation or happiness. They are comfortable with who they are, and they don't need constant interaction or external attention to feel good about themselves. People often try to understand Sigma females, but they can't always figure them out because they don't reveal everything about themselves. This air of mystery adds to their intrigue and power. When Sigma females enter a room, people notice because they don't feel the need to be the center of attention. They don't put on a show or seek recognition. Instead, they simply exist with a quiet confidence that draws others in. People can sense that Sigma females are different from the crowd, and this difference is what makes them so captivating. They don't have to prove themselves to anyone, and that alone is a rare and powerful trait. One reason Sigma females maintain such a sense of emotional distance is because they value their mental and emotional well-being above all else. They know that being constantly surrounded by people or drama can drain their energy, so they deliberately create space for themselves to stay balanced. This ability to set boundaries and prioritize their own needs is something that many people find difficult to do, but for Sigma females, it comes naturally. They know when to say no and when to walk away from situations that aren't serving them. While others may feel obligated to be constantly social or involved in every conversation, Sigma females have no problem being alone with their thoughts. In fact, they thrive in solitude, using it as a time to reflect, plan, and re-energize. It's during these moments of quiet introspection that they find clarity and focus, allowing them to move through life with intention and purpose. This emotional self-sufficiency is not about rejecting others. It's about creating the space needed to stay true to their own values. Sigma females understand that they can't pour from an empty cup, so they make it a priority to fill their own cup first. This is why they don't engage in unnecessary drama or participate in interactions that drain them. Their emotional detachment is a form of self-care, a way to ensure they remain grounded and centered no matter what's happening around them. People may not always understand this, but Sigma females don't feel the need to explain themselves. They don't owe anyone an explanation for needing time alone or for setting boundaries. They are fully comfortable with their need for privacy and personal space, and they don't apologize for it. This creates an aura of mystery that makes them even more intriguing to others. Sigma females are not interested in playing games or pretending to be something they're not. They know their value and don't feel the need to prove it. Their elusive nature is just another way they protect their peace and maintain their inner strength. But there's one thing that really blows people's minds. Sigma females, you possess the ability to completely detach emotionally when you need to. It's not just that you can control your emotions, it's the way you do it with such ease and precision. When things get heated, when people push your buttons, or when someone disrespects you or crosses a line, you're not getting all caught up in emotions or drama. You don't let the chaos around you dictate your actions or your mood. Instead, you just remove yourself. It's like flipping a switch, and suddenly you are no longer affected by the negativity or drama. People around you are left stunned because they don't know how to handle it. They expect you to react, to get emotional, or to fight back. But you don't. You've mastered the art of emotional control, and that's something they can't understand. Most people get swept up in their feelings, allowing anger, frustration, or hurt to lead them into rash decisions. But not you. You take a step back, process the situation in your mind, and make a calm, calculated decision. It's like you're untouchable, and that's both terrifying and fascinating to those around you. They see how effortlessly you detach, and they wish they could do it too. Imagine not feeling the need to respond to every slight, not letting people's words affect you, and maintaining your composure no matter how hard someone tries to push your buttons. That's a power that many people struggle to find, but for you, it's second nature. You don't need to shout or argue to make a point. You don't need to fight every battle or engage in every confrontation. Instead, you have the strength to walk away, knowing that your peace of mind is more valuable than proving something to someone else. This level of emotional control doesn't just show maturity, it demonstrates a quiet power that others can't ignore. It's one of the reasons Sigma females are so intimidating. It's not about being cold or distant, it's about being emotionally intelligent and grounded enough to know that your emotional state is entirely your responsibility. When someone tries to provoke you, they're usually just trying to get a reaction. But Sigma females don't give them that satisfaction. They keep their distance, remain calm, and move forward. It's powerful because it sends a clear message. I don't need to engage with you to feel validated. This is something that others envy, your ability to hold your ground without even raising your voice. When Sigma females choose to engage, it's because they want to, not because they have to. And that's a game changer. People around you, watching you maintain your peace, start to realize how much control you actually have over yourself and your surroundings. They start to see that you don't let anything, no matter how big or small, shake you. And in a world where everyone seems to be riding an emotional roller coaster, your ability to detach and remain level-headed is something they just can't ignore. Your emotional independence is magnetic. It pulls people in, even if they don't fully understand it. They start to respect you, not just for your ability to stay calm, but for the way you don't let anything disrupt your inner peace. The ability to detach emotionally when necessary is what makes Sigma females not just resilient, but also completely in control of their own energy. When you walk away, when you choose not to engage, it's a reminder to the world that you live by your own rules, and you're never going to be manipulated by anyone's drama. This is what sets you apart. So, let's wrap this up. You're walking through life with these 8 mind-blowing behaviors that make you stand out and leave an impression. From your quiet power to your emotional detachment, you're not just playing the game, you're setting the rules. You don't need validation from anyone else. You do things on your terms, and that's what makes you unstoppable. Sigma females understand their worth and have the strength to carry that confidence with them wherever they go. People notice it, people respect it, and that's what makes you a force to be reckoned with. Now, I want to hear from you, Sigma Queens. Can you relate to these behaviors? Which one surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and let me know. And hey, if you want more insights on how to harness that Sigma energy to the max, check out my next video. You don't want to miss it. Keep being powerful, keep being you. So, let's wrap this up. You're walking through life with these 8 mind-blowing behaviors that make you stand out and leave an impression. From your quiet power to your emotional detachment, you're not just playing the game, you're setting the rules. You don't need validation from anyone else. You do things on your terms, and that's what makes you unstoppable. Sigma females understand their worth and have the strength to carry that confidence with them wherever they go. People notice it, people respect it, and that's what makes you a force to be reckoned with. Now, I want to hear from you, Sigma Queens. Can you relate to these behaviors? Which one surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and let me know. And hey, if you want more insights on how to harness that Sigma energy to the max, check out my next video. You don't want to miss it. Keep being powerful, keep being you.